It was just an ordinary morning for the children of Mengham Junior School. Hard at work indoors, they had no idea who was turning up.
Over the last few months, Ordnance Survey have been running their digi-mapping competition, where kids can go out and take photos of local wildlife and place it on a map. I'm here at Mengham Junior School to meet the winners, and they have no idea I'm coming. Hello you all! How you all doing? Do you remember back in the spring you all entered a competition? You went down to the beach and took lots of photos? Nationwide competition, thousands of people entered, and you guys won.
The whole idea was to get the youngsters enthused about geography and nature in the modern age.
That is my real big dream, is to make the children love geography as much as I do, and it has a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a stiff subject. Obviously being a bit younger and a bit more enthusiastic, I've tried to vamp it up a bit, and the competition was perfect because the fact that they've got an incentive to do it, it's a cool new programme, but also to have Steve at the end of it. But honestly, not in a million years did we think that we were going to win, so it's amazing.
I mean, it stood out a mile over all of the other entries, and some of the things that they sent in, I had to have a bit of a think about. They weren't completely obvious the way that I answered the questions, so they really stood out. I guess they are very lucky in that here in Hayling Island, it's a beautiful place, and there's so much potential here. And having met the kids this morning and spent some time wandering around with them, they're a really interested group of young people who are. They clearly have very good teachers. They have a great school here, and they have a fascination for wildlife, which means that I'm very glad that I did choose this place because it's been worthwhile.
As well as getting to meet Steve, 30 lucky pupils were also treated to a nature walk around their school, where the adventurer was on hand to answer questions.
Should we have a look?
Yeah, and it's quite strange. They look like tunnels.
We had to take photos of nature on Hayling, and then at lunchtime we put them on digimaps and then sent them into the competition.
And when did you find out that you'd won the competition?
Just this morning.
Yeah. And what was your reaction when you walked into your classroom?
It was crazy. I didn't believe that.
I kind of cried.
Yeah, we wanted to all cry.
Yeah.
A bit shocking, so you'd never think that we were.
Yeah, we're not even. You can barely see us on the map.
People, out of thousands of schools, and we were the winners.
So you're really happy that he's here today then?
Yeah.
How cool was it to have Steve come into your school today?
It was very awesome. We're all fanboys of him.
I think you are incredibly lucky. I grew up on the Surrey Heath, so a lot of the wildlife that I had there as a child, you have here, and it is pretty much the most exciting you'll find in the whole of the UK. Going out looking for grass snakes and adders and lizards here is the best you can possibly get in the whole country. I think we would be mad to ignore the potential that's offered by new technology. There are apps that will allow you to identify wildlife, identify birds by their calls, identify mammals by the tracks and signs they leave behind. All of these things could be vital in encouraging the next generation to get outside and get involved. Adventure begins at home. Adventure begins in your back garden. It begins down your local park. And, here in the Solent area, you have so many of those resources on your doorstep, so get out and use them. So we get most excited by the things that we think might be able to harm us, like snakes and sharks and scorpions and spiders. So that's what I decided to make it about.
And thankfully, none of Steve's deadly creatures were lurking in the bushes. Just excited children and, of course, teachers. This is Richard Stringer for That's Solent.